opening batsman wouldn't want to, as you correctly said, left arm coming over the wicket, the biggest threat that the right hand has. Look at that. Look at the seam position. I mean, there's every chance that you get hit on the front pad, and I've seen in my career playing with Jamin Nawaz, he gets it right on target very early on in innings.
Missing. You just sensed straight away that wasn't in line, but that at least the length is better.
Indeed, and this is the right idea, is to try and shape the ball back in, correct it on the length. It just needs to correct himself in the line, pitching from outside off. It would have come in rather than being a little straight and going down the leg side. Not going to interest the umpire, but at least beating the bat. That's a little bit of a moral victory for the bowler.
Yeah, and that's a lovely seam position. I know we're showing it really slowly, but it's really good. Wrist behind it. Short put away, poor delivery. Easy to just work that away. It's a good shot.
Fantastic shot by Nisanga. He's just stamped his authority with this shot, asking bowlers not to bowl at that length to me. No, you're going to go all day. Going to go all day. Bowl that length to me, I'm very happy. It's a good shot.
I understand the thought process of trying a shorter delivery. You've had a bit of success in the previous two with balls pitched up and in line and sort of shaping back into the right-hander. And you release all the pressure with those short ones.
Oh, nice shot. Down the ground, really good shot. Waited for the swing, nice timing. And they'll pick up a couple of runs to finish off the second over. 9 runs from it. It's 13 without loss. Really good bowler, really good fast bowler for South Africa. Played a lot in England for Warwickshire as well. Now moved into the coaching world. And he just gave a wink to the bowler there, talking to him there at fine leg. Sure, Alan Donald would have said to both the openers, look, give yourself a chance. Try and swing it, yes. The length's important early on. Here we go. Full swing. That is Taskin at his best.
That is a brilliant delivery. It'll make Alan Donald very happy. It'll make Bangladeshi supporters all around very happy. That had a better swing. It was pitched up, found the gap between bat and bat. Look at this. A terrific delivery. Upright seam, just jacked back, found that little bit of gap, and struck timber. Bangladesh needed this early breakthrough. He's hyped up, and they need a continuation of that. More early wickets will give them a semblance of an opportunity. Disappointment for the Sri Lankan supporters. Karunaratne goes for 1. It's 13 for 1.
We saw Mendes then in at 3. And under a bit of pressure early on then, Sri Lanka losing their first wicket. Taskin, better length that delivery. Just wondering whether Shakib could just gamble a little bit more. Could he get another slip or a gully in place? Been around a while, Kusal Mendes is a good player. Taskin, who is running in hard. A little bit short again to start off. Difference between the lengths. You see what can happen.
Look at this. I mean, this is an excellent delivery. Nothing much Dimut could do about it. Late swing. You don't want that early in your innings. Unlucky Dimut Karunaratne. It's a good ball.
Again, that short delivery. And it's something that he spoke to Vernon Philander about in Zimbabwe, about how he struggles sometimes against right-handers, Taskin, early on. He wants to make them play and see what he's done throughout his career, just closing in on 3,000 runs, average of just over 30, 200s as well. Taskin, I think, finds it a little bit more or easier to bowl at left-handers than he does right-handers. And that's why he's been working on this left arm with Alan Donald. Talked to Vernon Philander, the South African, and that's what he was trying to work on. Trying to get it fuller and straighter like that.
Every time he bowls, the bowls fuller. You can see the batters are uncomfortable playing the shot, not quite sure. Isn't really a movement in the air, but it's off the seam that it straightens. That's how he got the wicket to the left-hander. In this occasion, the batter right behind, watching it closely. That's what you need to do as a bowler. Keep pegging away, keep building up the pressure. Do not give away freebies. So consistency of that length is imperative here.
Look at that head-to-head. 5 innings, he's got him out twice. Decent delivery, just a little bit wide. And just sense he's just trying to build a bit of rhythm here. And when we talk about rhythm as a bowler, sometimes you can overstrive for pace. I think you've just got to relax. Have a look at the end of Plymouth. It was a beautiful delivery. Absolutely spot on. And that's what you want from your opening bowler. Passion, pride, run in, set the tone. Pulled away. A good over though, a wicket made, and this game is not over, I can tell you. They're going to keep running in. 3 overs done, 13 for 1. Sure, he lives every moment as a former bowler. .152 still require. This one overpitched. Nice looking shot.
A couple of players chasing that, and that's also something that you've got to be doing in the outfield. There will be occasions when you'll have an opportunity for a run out or a difficult catch. Got to be on your toes all the time. Got to keep focused in the outfield. Never know when an opportunity might arise. But with Shariful, just the way he's bowling, I feel that he needs to complement his partner here with some accuracy.
That's a length again that we all wanted. I think Bangladeshis are pumped up. You could see earlier in the over when they chased down that off drive from Nissanka, they had 2 people chasing, and it was good body language, which tells me that they want to be in the game.
Nick does his carry. Big moments in the game. Has a wicket, Sharifah. And Bangladesh have hit back hard.
They have indeed. Just the width prompted the batter to just have a swing at it. The ball seemed to be just going away from him. Got a little bit of feather. We heard him. Good sound. And Mushfiqur Rahim, the stalwart, takes a tumbling catch. This is a tough one. Look at the trajectory of the ball. Just kept on going away. Despite that, he chased it. Got that feather. And a fabulous take by Mushfiqur Rahim. Bangladesh strike again. This time Shariful all hyped up. Disappointment for the batter. But Bangladesh back strongly in this game. With the fall of Fatum Nissanka gone for 14. It's 15 for 2.
Sadira Samarawikrama then in at number 4, and under a bit of pressure straight up, trying to hit back hard. Bangladesh, 2 early wickets with the new balls, and their tail is up. Maybe slightly a little bit more swing than we saw a little bit earlier on today. And important that Bangladesh keep bowling those length deliveries, challenging both sides of the bat, looking to get 4 wickets in this first 10 overs. Then there'll be pressure on Sri Lanka. Nice, really good start. Good length, good line.
Samara Vikrama, who's someone this is the wicket that was of Nissanka. Bit of a loose shot. I think I saw the width and he was overwhelmed by the width and he just went after it. Instead, he would have just jabbed like he did against Tuskin.
That's the reaction we want to see. Alan Donald, like I say, he's living every delivery for his bowlers as the coach, bowling coach. In the air. Wondering whether Shakib could just have a couple of more fielders in that slip position, gully area. Got to gamble. Haven't got enough runs. You have to gamble as captain.
I think Shariful has done well to induce the thick outside edge of the bat there. You're absolutely right, Koki. I think more pressure there. They will stop the batters from trying something like that. Build up more dot balls. 401 runs, Sadira Samarawikrama. He'll be under a little bit of pressure in the situation his team are in at the moment. Will be a little tentative.
Just one slip. I'm not sure that's right. At this point of the game, 2 down early on. Good end, another good over. 3 runs and a wicket. 4 overs done, 16 for 2. And a little bit of an issue between batter and bowler. Didn't like something that was said, or a little bit of few words. Two passionate teams going head to head.
pressure talking here. I think a word or two here, but just a character. See where he takes them. It's a good leave, really good leave earlier on, and this is where it started.
I think he's saying he's talking to the keeper. That's what the bowler was trying to say. I'm talking to my keeper, yeah, and you've got involved. Nice length. And in some ways, of course, there's a gamble, but it's a beautiful timed off drive.
That's a delightful shot. Really pitched it up within his zone. Sorrowful being told by Alan Donald to be quiet, but what a lovely looking shot that is. Just going across, full face of the bat, a classic cover drive. Holds his post. Yes, so pleasing to the eye.
Yeah, good shot. Taskin just over pitching slightly. Still a little bit of movement in the air. This one will go fine. This one will run away. Overcompensation from Taskin. Back-to-back boundaries.
That's a good one. Good start for Sambar Wickrama. 2 fours in that over. 2 consecutive fours at that. Too much on the leg side, overcompensating, and just getting bat on ball. That's enough to get 4 runs for him.
Well, just deviating in line, overcompensating. Mr. Rahim knows that he could have done better. It's the psyche of Taskin Ahmed. When he gets hit for a 4, tries something different. In the process, maybe gives that little bit of advantage to the batter.
Again, 2 straight. Good work from Mushfiqur, given a wide. You look at Taskin, the set up length, then that short of a length, again short of a length, pulled. And then literally just trying to hit just back of a length. I just think sometimes he can get a little bit fuller like that. Of course, it's a left-hander, and I think he is a lot more comfortable with left-handers, with length deliveries. And that's to do with that front arm.
Well, Mendes is a big game, man, but starts have not been consistent. It is something that bothers Sri Lanka. He's got tremendous potential. One of the best that I have seen in my little career as a coach. But he's got a long way to go, and he could deliver much more than what he has done up until now.
Yeah, good length. And what I like is the fact that now he's 8 deliveries without getting off the mark. And in some ways that is really good. The pressure you can build on a batter when he's not got off the mark.
And as a bowler, you've got to identify that. You've got to tell yourself, look, the other guy's handling me quite comfortably. This is the batter, Mendes. I'm going to target. I'm going to make him work hard. I'm going to bowl the ball in the right areas, entice him if need be with balls in the slot, enticing him to drive through the line and maybe get a bit of an edge.
5 wickets on debut then, the first Bangladeshi cricketer. Taskin, another good delivery. All of a sudden now, Taskin just building a bit of pressure in the latter bits of the over here. 10 runs conceded.
That's the older dash, isn't it? The Pacers hunt in pairs, Marvin, and these two are doing exceedingly well, except for a couple of balls which went deviating down the leg side. The control has been there.
Will we always talk about batting pairs? Bowlers do, they also come in pairs. Currently we have had Vasas bowling with Muralidharans and then Dharmasenas supporting and all that. It happens in pairs.
Really good end to the 5th over, 26 for 2. 3 overs then for Taskin, 1 for 14 in his spell so far. Last over went for 10. So 26 for 2. We're halfway in this first power play 1. And there are only 2 fielders are allowed out of the circle at the moment. That is fine leg and third. 1 slip in place. That'll be a wide.
Horrible, guilty of just the trajectory of the ball going away, further away. He's had success with one that was chased by the batter, but cannot keep on hoping that it's going to be replicated by another batter. Now, slip, very surprisingly, taken off. Corky, no slips in position at all.
Yeah, I don't understand that. I just think while there is a little bit of movement, you want the drive, they want the batter to drive. That's what you want. As a bowler, when you're trying to get back into this game or get your team back into this game, sometimes you've just got to take that risk.
And with the natural angle of that ball from Shoriful, you'd expect that there'd be a slip in position and at least stop the batter from going down the line and trying to go through the line, through the cover region. Now knowing that there's no slip in position, he can take that bit of risk.
Yeah, and also you can have that as well, just up your sleeve, a shorter delivery, because if the batter's coming rocking on their front foot, just give them a little reminder.
It's always the case with fast bowlers. They just remind batsmen with the shorter one, keep them in check. Yeah, that's a good one. Just to say, don't come on the front foot. That's all the more reason that you should have the slip. Next time you have the ball pitched up to him, he'll be tentative, and there's a good chance that you nick it.
I haven't got a slip though, that's the only problem. Just see that difference there, what a short ball can do. He played it well, rode it well and let it go. Sometimes you just cloud the batter's mind of what length you're bowling, and all of a sudden it's not as easy as you thought it was.
Always the short pitch delivery puts the seed of doubt in the batter's mind. Just trying to think forward to what the next delivery might be. He's bowled some with a natural angle, but he needs to just zip one back in. It's a difficult art, understandably, for the left-arm pace bowler to bring him back in to the right-handed batsman.
Try to hit that on top of the bounce.
Bangladeshis have got 2. Dimut Karunaratne have got a beauty, but I think Nissanka threw it away. He'll be disappointed seeing what he played. That was there to be hit, but didn't execute. A lot of work left for these 2 to do, and they should treat this as a normal first class or a test game and bat accordingly. Because there are lots of overs in front of them that they can use. I think if they use, they don't have to go the full quota. They'll achieve their target.
Change of angle then going round the wicket, so all of a sudden they think swinger's gone, around the wicket. What a shot. What a shot. Half volley, yes. Timing absolutely immaculate.
I mean, these are the type of shots that top order batsmen cherish. And look at the position that he gets to. I mean, you can't time it better than that. Right from the middle of the bat, right in the gap, no movement, just steady as you could be, and no need of run. It's a fantastic shot, so pleasing in the eye, and shots like that will give a lot of confidence to Samar Wickrama.
A little bit shorter in length to finish the over off with a dot delivery. So 6 overs done. It's 31 for 2.
Well, we thought Bangladesh didn't get enough runs on the board, but let's not forget, the captain that leads them is a well-respected cricketer. He's got a lot of experience. The world respects him, and you can see that confidence and the experience coming into play today. Started off with 2 slips for Tuskin. The moment the swing has died out, slips are coming off. And the bowlers have responded superbly. And just looking at the surface, guys, just imagining India-Pakistan playing here with their barrage of fast bowlers. Counting 6 together, the 2 teams bowling at 140 plus on the surface. A nice carry. The weather that we have, I know if it's dry it might turn a little bit, but at the moment it seems like the seamers have plenty. Let's have a very interesting view of a bowler as displays his skills. But to see it live as Tuskin runs in. Shaun Mendes still on 0. Space 12. No rush. Normally you get a front-on view. The ball on. The odd occasion we show the bowler from side on. This gives you a different perspective. See how quick the ball seems. Watch it from side.
Yeah, he's been really good, apart from just a little lapse in concentration, but the only way I could really describe it. He got hit down the ground for a boundary and then fine leg. Otherwise, he's been banging in on a length, and it's been really handsome to watch. Good pace, good height, good carry. All those elements that you expect from a towering quick.
Well, at the moment, we have a very high-quality Sri Lankan injured players. It can be a team of some really high-quality players. I'm a little worried about what we're seeing right now. With the batter down on the ground. Let's hope this is nothing serious. This is Shaun Mendes. Already missing some star players. Is another important cog in their wheel. Take a little break at this stage.
Of a pregnant pause, Bangladesh, and also from Sri Lanka. 31 for 2. Not a bad start. It's lacked a little bit of oomph, if you want of a better words, from a batting unit. Chasing a low total. We were debating that actually at the lunch break. Or the evening break, is what was their method? How are they going to approach it from Sri Lankan batting point of view?
I think it's not the approach. I mean, after this is what is coming up. Big game on Saturday, the 2nd of September. Pakistan is taking on Indians. This could be one of 3 if all happens.
Big game. Oh, it's huge. Absolutely massive. That's the showstopper of the tournament. Anytime that these two countries get together, it's game on.
And I'm also a little more excited looking at the conditions here. Just imagine Afridi on this surface. Bumrah is coming back to peak fitness. Mohammad Shami is going to get the ball to seam around. Haris Rauf, Naseem Shah. You've got Mohammad Siraj.
Yeah, it's a juicy one, isn't it? It's always spicy, but I tell you what, there's a few extra masalas on that one. A great fast bowling unit from both sides, taking on a high-quality batting unit. It's a wow moment.
And it's at the right venue, let me tell you that. You rather see them here compared to in Pallekele. In Perevadas.
And battle within the battle. Everyone's talking about Virat Kohli, Babar Azam. Of course, Babar Azam still pretty young in his career. That's the thing with iconic players like Virat Kohli, Tendulkar. They've been around for such a long time. And the moment you see a young batter emerge is then compared to a Virat Kohli or a Tendulkar who have already put in 13, 14 years of cricket.
There should be a comparison, though, because the trajectory of run scoring, even when you look at any of those great names that you mentioned, at some point they had a start, a middle and an end. And in any time that you see great players like these two, you see that they track very, very comparatively. And because they are Mr. and Mr. Consistency, you can assume the same. The shot love to play pulls and cuts. These two score a high percentage of runs on their flick shots and mid-wicket action. But yeah, two great names, Bubba and, of course, Mr. India of cricket. High class. And he actually as well just had a little blip as well when you think about the form of the great Indian, one of the great Indian batters of all time. It can happen, but generally to trajectory of their phases of their careers, they coincide. Interesting to see what Sachin Tendulkar had up there as well.
Lots of good shots today have been played straight to the fielder. Saw that with Hridoy as well when he was out there. Naeem too. 7 overs gone. 33 for 2. Loving the captaincy here from an experienced Shakib Al Hasan. The time when Tamim Iqbal was captaining Bangladesh in one day is ruled out for this tournament. So left-arm bowler brings himself on. The thing about Shakib is you look at his batting record, you're impressed. Wow. But then you look at his bowling record as well. It's tremendous. Look at the economy. 4.4. Most spinners will go at about 5. It's 4.4. 305 wickets. 4 5-wicket hauls. In test match cricket, I think is coming close to maybe 25 wicket hauls. Incredible.
Great numbers that. I mean, over 236 matches. Economy rate to be at 4.6 is phenomenal.
Had a good last World Cup as well, Shakib. Couple of runs to the batter. Oh, nice throw. Right at the base of the stumps.
Clearly, Sadir Samaravikrama looks in better form than Mendes. Took 14 balls to get off the mark. Mendes, he's a bit of a slow starter. It is just that it takes a bit of time. But it's ideal stage is set for him to get a big score and get back to the groove. Didn't have the best of Test series playing against Pakistan recently.
You're talking about Virat Kohli, just the runs drying up for a while. The hundreds weren't coming, but then 50 overs format. It's a format that helped him get back into form, and I'm expecting that to happen with Michel Mendes. Michel Pereira is not playing today because of fever, but this is a great format for batters who've been struggling for runs. And here's a perfect situation where the target is not huge. Michel Mendes can play like this for the next 10-15 overs. It won't matter. He's just got 1 of 16.
It's a really good point you make, Sanjay, because 50 overs, you can bat your way. You just mentioned that Mendes is a notorious slow starter, but you can actually work your way back into form in one-day cricket because you've got the extra time. In T20 cricket, oh my goodness, it is just so hard to find your feet. If you go into those tournaments and not be in good form and you're expected to score at 7, 8, 9 runs and over plus as a top order player, you really find yourself under immense pressure.
Especially if you're batting at number 4 and 5. 8 overs gone, it's 36 for 2. People from all over have come to Kandy to watch some cricket. There's always one Manika. Some Sri Lankan supporters, you'll find a few Bangladeshis as well. Day after, I'm predicting maybe 60% Indian support. On the ground, that is. And the fizz, finally, with the ball. Good start, good pace, first ball.
Mustafizur, one of their stars in this bowling lineup. You got to be a bit careful not to take too many risks off him. Put him under pressure, show intent, rotate the strike, but knowing that he's one of those bowlers that the captain looked to get wickets from.
There is the wily old fox. Mustafizur, remember his start, his one-day career was sensational. First 3 matches, got 13 wickets. Top stories in this match, the second of the Asia Cup. Bangladesh bowled out for 164, but Tirana, the hero, with 4 wickets. And Bangladesh bouncing back with some pace. The wicket of the Sri Lankan openers. Oh, well done. Some fizz on that one.
Never goes out of fashion, does it? Good quick bouncer. Always makes us in the commentary box stand up. Makes the batsman think as well. Whenever you know that you've got a bowler coming down at pace and is able to bowl a good quick bumper, always lurks around in the back of your mind. Talk about the change-up balls in one-day cricket, off-pace deliveries, cutters, but this is equally as good.
A bit of feeling there. Mustafizur is fantastic with his slow balls. I think he has one of the best slow balls in the world cricket today. This is Patirona's 4 wickets. It's a good slow ball. A slow ball again. He's a happy man. He's a happy man. Look at him. I mean, he's come to his hometown first time. He's done well for his team.
Yeah, he was a good example of those variations that we were talking about. Did bowl the odd bouncer, but generally speaking, off-pace deliveries at the stumps. Look at so far, Tascombe was good, straight up front, bang, went through the first opener, second opener down. A good catch, low down. Seen a couple of good catches tonight, actually, from the wicket keepers. Generally speaking, those first 5 or 6 overs were pretty good. Concentrated well, the opening bowlers for Bangladesh. Managed to find a few wickets.
That looks good. Quick reaction from batter. He's going to get 4 runs for it. Still inside the 10 overs. So just 2 fielders outside. Safe enough shot.
I think he picked it up so well. It wasn't too short. Or they say didn't come up as much as he thought, but he picked it up so well. Kept the eyes on the ball. Just had to go over the inner fielders, which he did comfortably. 4 runs for him. A welcome 4 runs for Mendes.
Yeah, great intent. So key. The Fizz is going to be pretty steady. He's going to want to work his way into this spell. He's 6 runs off it. Manages to get 1 more away here. Put him under a bit of pressure.
Good leave. A la test match style, that one. 42 for 2, Sri Lanka. Nine overs gone, 42 for 2. Second over for the captain. It's actually quite an interesting bat by Kushal Mendes, isn't it, Marwan? There are occasions when he starts hitting the ball. There was a time I remember 3-4 years back, the Asher Trophy, where he played a couple of blazing innings, T20 cricket like.
He actually started off with a bash and then, like everybody else has. Oh!
Wow! Just coming back in with the angle, goes to the gate. And I tell you what, Bangladesh in the game for sure. Captain has done it.
Well, what a delivery. They probably played for the turn, Mendes there. Yeah, went through the bat and pad. A good ball, but intention was there. Yeah, he left a lot of room there for the ball to go see through his bat and pad. Sri Lanka in a bit of trouble here. 43 for 3. Mendes goes.
Another highly talented player. Sri Lanka played some fantastic innings in the T20 World Cup, if you remember. Saw him the first time when an Indian second string team came to Sri Lanka a few years back. That's when he played one of his first few games, and boy, looked really good. Bhanuka Rajapaksha was another batter I saw at the same time. Charita Sri Lanka. Shakib Hassan, as he always does, gone through the gate with the angle.
Yeah, looking at that replay, there wasn't a lot in it. Didn't turn a lot. Just went on with the arm, with the angle of the delivery. Straight, and it looked like it was going to just grab, but didn't. Good bowling, bad batting. Which one?
You know, I'll just tell the viewers what happens here now. This ball is released. If you look at the seam, that's what the batter is seeing. Look at the seam pointed towards slip. So he's thinking this ball is going to pitch and nicely turn. It's come back in. But yeah, that's the reason. But if the batter gives that as an excuse to his coach or anyone, he's not going to get too much consolation.
Look, when you look at that last ball, it actually did turn, but maybe he's actually trying to put more revs on it. Maybe that's the genius of him. These last couple of years, he's been right amongst the top wicket takers, highest average, lowest economy rates, lots of great numbers to throw at you guys, but maybe that is also just he's not trying to turn it. Looks like it's deceiving. He's got his wicket, and a big one. 44 for 3.
Come on, guys, now let's hear your predictions now. How is it looking at this stage? We've got another 3-4 minutes together before the next set of commentators come in. 44 for 3, not a big target. What's Sri Lanka's batting looking like after this?
Well, knowing it is 166 that they are chasing, 44 of 10 is not a bad one at all. It's just the 3 wickets that concerns me, if at all. I would say sensible batting. I mean, no demons on the wicket. Just sensible batting will take see Sri Lanka through to the next game.
Just to give the viewers an idea of the batting to come, they've got Charita Sri Lanka currently here with Sadira, but then there's Dhananjaya De Silva, a capable batter. Saw him in the last Asia Cup make an impression. Dasu Shanaka, captain, dangerous player down the order, and Dunit Velaleke is another handy batter. So plenty of batting strength might left.
Should be a cakewalk. Should be a cakewalk, but the reality of it is, you lose wickets and you're in trouble, and that's what's happened so far. 10 overs yielding 3 wickets. If they continue on losing wickets at the same rate, this game won't go to full term. So it needs to be a partnership, but it needs to be A partnership with intent has to have purpose. You have to be in the middle with purpose. If it's spin, which obviously it's going to be for the next maybe 15 overs, got to find a method.
Down to the fine leg boundary. It's 2 runs for Sadiq Samarawickrama. I think he's batted the best. Talk about intent. I think he's shown something to us that others haven't really shown, and that is he makes it look so easy. I'm sure that he carries that intent, and he's in form. He's coming off a good LPL. He's scored a lot of runs, and I'm sure he's very confident.
We're watching Mehdi Hassan for the first time with the ball. Recently, almost single-handedly beat India in a test match before Ravichandran Ashwin and Shreyas Iyer got together and got those winning runs. Brilliant on a turning pitch, has some excellent numbers back home in Bangladesh. He can be dangerous, the captain. But the target is not a huge one, so he'll come in, be one of his cameos. Too much turn and bounce impact may have been also the awesome, but interesting pitch. The seam and bounce, that's turn to 49 for 3.
So 11 overs are done, 49 for 3. Mehdi Hassan Miraz with big spin in that last ball. Mehdi Hassan then with 2 spinners on. Same names. Both off spinners. And for Bangladesh, a little bit of spin that last ball, so a bit of confidence as well.
Well, I'm sure Shakib would had no hesitation bringing in the other off spinner straight away at the left-hander.
One just on with the arm. Average since 2021 against spin on your left and then seam. So it was a little bit of flight there, really good. Is the pressure building a little bit? Still comfortable. Sri Lanka, they only need 116 from 231 balls, so that's no issue. It'll be wickets, and if they can take wickets. Oh, a quick single, no, sent back. Mushfiqur behind is just trying to build a little bit of pressure on. He's shouting, 1 run out here, 1 run out here. You just sense that mid-wicket, extra cover and really tight. He does get that single to finish off that over, but just one run from it. 50's up, 12 overs are done, it's 50 for 3. Partnership is just 7 from 16. 2 off spinners are on at the moment. Just trying to build a bit of pressure. Shakib will be hoping if we can just take another wicket or 2 wickets. But if they can get them 5 down, even though Sri Lanka bat really deep, all of a sudden then the pressure of the chase gets to the opposition. Still keeping a slip. I like that as well. Saw that last ball really turn. Just see a little bit of slow turn off the surface. Story of the match so far. Good start from Bangladesh seamers, we know that. And they're trying to work a little bit of magic with their spin. Shakib has one already. 1 for 4 from his 2 overs. Good use of his feet. Just pick up a single. And how do you take on this pressure against spin at this time?
That bothers me a bit. Sri Lanka is getting their own medicine, I think. This has been the norm of the day. Bangladesh has got this kind of pressure from the Sri Lankan bowlers. They are getting it back.
A bit of a miscommunication, just hope they're okay. Collided together. Ridoy, I think, is okay. Just maybe just got, yeah, a little bit of a spike or something on his hand, so I'm sure he's fine. Shin and hand. Good sliding tackle if you're in the Premier League. If you're a football fan, he went in 2-footed. He may get even a red card for that in football. Thankfully, he looks okay. That's the main thing. Nicely worked through that mid-wicket region to finish off another over. 13 done, 54 for 3. Sri Lanka still require another 111. So 111 from 222 deliveries, so that's no problem. It's just whether they can get through this little tricky period. Both spinners into the attack, and there is a little bit of purchase from the surface. Slip is in place. This stage, Bangladesh were 51 for 3. So not a lot in it at the moment. The big story is about how the seamers started. You see that they were trying to bowl that length, get that little bit of swing early on. And they did get a couple of wickets. They tried to try and make inroads into that Sri Lankan top order. They got 2 wickets in that first power play. Probably wanted 3, 4. That's what Alan Donald would say. Come on, 3 or 4 wickets in that power play. Sri Lanka will be under big pressure. Coming to you now, Marvin. You've been in these situations and the ball is spinning. How do you play a spinning ball? There are the pacers tonight. Bangladesh pacers. You can see the lengths that they bowled, lengths at where they got their wickets as well. Maybe got a little bit short early on, and you wanted to see more in the green area. Maybe even gambled and gone in the red area when it was swinging. And you see that that wicket early on for Taskin was in that 22% red area. You just have to gamble and just take that risk as a seam bowler a little bit more. They're talking about playing turning delivery. There is half a shout here. Mushfiqur thinks, does this hit the pad first? Asking the bowler, the keeper, talking to the captain. No.
Well, playing on turning wickets rather, it's all about using your feet. That's very basic old school stuff. Yeah, that's the other option. Play the sweep, play it well. I mean, take the Sri Lankan side, take their lineup. Asalanka would be the best when it comes to the sweep, as he executed there. The good shot.
Lovely boys, lovely boys.
Going back to how we used to train to combat spin is obviously number 1 would be to get to the pitch of the ball, where you smother the spin and play down the line.
So a single to finish off that 14th over. 4 runs from it. It's 58 for 3. And it is time for drinks. 58 for 3 then off the first 14 deliveries. And players are just taking drinks. If you're just joining us, 164 Bangladesh were bowled out for. 3 wickets so far. Marvin, some good bowling.
First was Dimut to go. Fantastic delivery. It's a pitch by Tuskin. Shaping it in, going through the gate. That was a good one. This was a bit of a flashy shot. Good catch by Mushfiq. Outside the off stump, he saw it, and I'm sure his eyes would have lit it up, thinking it's a 4, but didn't execute. This is a good ball, but played the wrong line. Played for spin. But in hindsight, if the bowler doesn't know which way it's going, how would the batsman know? I mean, it's a good ball at the end of the day. Good areas. Kept him in check. Got his wicket.
Yeah, Taskin with his 4 overs, 1 for 16. Sharifal with the 1 for 17. And Shakib was the other man with the wicket so far, 1 for 4. 2 spinners are into the attack, 2 off spinners. And a little bit of spin as well. We've seen that already. Maybe slow spin, but a little bit of spin. Change then, Shakib. Straight away, he's on it. See the 3 fielders out on your left side of your screen now, which is a deep mid-wicket. Sweep man where this ball will go down to. 1 fielder out at deep cover.
Sri Lanka often has a lot of experienced players in the middle order rather, and this is a period that Sri Lanka cricket is going through without much experience in the middle. I think the most experienced player in this lineup would be Mendes, who have played 106, which is normally not the case. We normally have somebody who have played over 300, 250 games in the middle to control an innings. We always had that.
Well, you saw the percentages then that came up. 98% Sri Lanka to go and win the game from here. So Bangladesh have got to try and take wickets just to that percentage less and less and put them under pressure. In some ways, Shakib has to gamble as captain. Little bit of spin. Does he get a little nick on it? Does he get a little nick on it? Paul Wilson says no. Straight away goes to the review.
TV umpire to director, we have a player review for a catch behind. Give a not out on field. It's a fair delivery on the front foot. If you can have a look at front on, please. Okay, just rock that back. Pass this close to the inside edge. Can we have a look at Ultradge, please? Just one. Okay, we've got a flat line all the way through to the pad. Roll it out all the way out, please. Okay, now let's go back to where the ball passes the inside edge. Just wanted to confirm that the ball wasn't going to touch the glove on the way out. Okay, satisfied to go back onto field. Paul, I recommend you stay with your not out decision. You're on screen now.
Well, it was a really good decision on field by Paul Wilson. Shakib was so confident that he'd got some type of glove or inside edge, he straight away went up. Maybe that's more how desperate they are to take wickets. Oh, does he nick this? This one not taken by the keeper. End of another over, just 2 runs from it. The 15 overs are through. It's 61 for 3. Let's have a look at that potential catch. Also LBW, that was never going to hit. So 15 overs done, 61 for 3. Good lines, really good lines, and pressure being put on.
What you got to understand here is that, yes, you are in a bit of bother. You can have 3-4 overs. You can play down 3-4 overs. You can capitalize later on.
Lovely shot. You talked about the sweep to get you out of trouble and put pressure on the bowler, and you said Lanka was good at it.
Well, that was a good shot. I mean, there was no risk in that. Plays it to perfection. Got the placement right. Kept the eyes on the ball and got 4 runs for it. Early and over, get a 4. Pressure is off.
Yeah, and delight for the crowd as well, who I think sense that perhaps 2 batters just slightly under pressure. You're right, get that early boundary, take the pressure off. Now the pressure's back on the bowler. Bangladesh at this stage was 64 for 3, so not a lot in it, just 1 run. Sri Lanka are ahead. It's half a stop.
It's just good batting. Hit a 4, get a single, rotate the strike, get the right hand on strike. This is just basic stuff that Sri Lanka needs to do. It may look old school, but this is what demands at the moment.
It's certainly not old school. This is what makes 50-over cricket so exciting. Because there is different games within the game. When you look at half-time, you think Bangladesh have got no chance. Well, of course they've got a chance. Run in with conviction, take early wickets. Then Sri Lanka come back with a partnership. Then Bangladesh bring their spinners into it and try and put them under a bit of pressure. It was a wild throw.
Samara Wickrama, they are trying to do the right thing by trying to cover the spin, hit to mid-on and get a single, rotate the strike, get that extra run in the over. He's the one who's looked the best up until now. End of the 16th, it's 66-3.
Beautiful scenes, footlit cricket in Palakelli. You can see the scores and comparisons between Bangladesh and Sri Lanka. Sweep again. And Sri Lanka with that good-looking sweep, plays it well, gets in a good position.
This is is going to be challenging. Samar Vikrama facing the left arm, hasn't faced much.
Tell us the dangers of a right-hander facing somebody like Shakib, who doesn't always turn the ball.
Well, the problem that I face personally is that when somebody tries to actually spin the ball, there's one again, it doesn't spin. And you as a batter, you think that the ball has put enough revolutions and you play the spin and go straight. That's what happened to Mendes.
And that's what makes Shakib such a good bowler. Whether he does it intentionally not to spin it, or whether it's just natural variation.
Interestingly, I've asked a question from Rangan Herath. He says no. He just lands the ball in one place. He varies the pace, of course, but he lands the ball in one place.
I think it's the same as any bowler, whether you get a swing bowler as well. Sometimes it does swing, sometimes it doesn't, but as long as you're hitting the right line, the right lengths, you've got a chance. And that natural variation, whether it's through the air or whatever it is, sometimes, you know, bowler doesn't always know what's going to happen, so the batter certainly won't. There's that ball, just slides on, nearly gets through. 17 overs done, 69 for 3. Two world-class bowlers on your screen. Alan Donald on your right, Rangan Herath, left-arm spinner. Quality bowlers. I'll tell you one thing, when I did have to face both of them, I know who I prefer to face, and it's the man on your left, spinner. There's that man on your right. Wow, when he was running in at you, all you could see was his knees pumping and pace. Both now part of coaching staff with Bangladesh. Fizz back on then, Mr. Fizur. It's the 1 over for 6. Need a breakthrough here, Bangladesh. This game is just going away from them at the moment. 96 from 198. Strengths are Mr. Fizur if it does reverse swing at the end, but also his slower deliveries as well. Such a supple wrist, doesn't he, as he delivers it.
Very deceptive. The slow one. I think he troubled when he came into the scene first. He troubled the Indians and then the Englishmen in Bangladesh. He made a huge impact to that team where they had a lot of success.
Yeah, it's also lines that you've got to just really work on when you're going round the wicket to a right-hander. Talked about the two different deliveries that he can produce, and then the rotations and the seam rotation. Not always easy to pick, is it? Which one will turn, which one won't?
I wouldn't know which way it's going. I would rather play that thinking that it's going to come in if I know it's Shakib, but more often than not, I'll play the spin.
Yeah, it's really interesting to hear you, the player that you were, that, you know, sometimes you've just got to accept that you don't know whether it's going to turn or not, and you'd play him just as a little in-swing bowler.
Absolutely. If you don't know, even facing a leg spinner, if you don't know which one is a googly, you rather play googly every time. If it spins, I mean, yeah, you get beaten. That's it.
I suppose the only difference with that is it's a little bit easier to pick a googly if you watch the hand, unless it's somebody like a Rashid Khan who is so quick through the air. Oh, this one off the pad. This is going to run away for four-leg buys. So poor from Mustafizur because of the line was wrong.
Wasn't the best of balls that he had bowled in this innings. A slower one on the leg side. Bit of a hard one, harsh one. The wicket-keeper couldn't collect 4 runs. Welcome 4. Sri Lanka needs 89 of 194 balls.
Yeah, that's only at 2.75 as well, so that's no problem. Fizz, who's just been brought back into the attack. Sure, going round the wicket is the right option. Not seen a lot of movement from him yet. I'd like to see him go across the right-hander.
Very important partnership this is. 34 of 51. Taking the responsibility upon them. It's very important that they go through this phase.
Better length, better line to finish the over. 8 runs from it. 18 are done. 77 for 3.
Turning out to be a pretty intense game at the moment. Shakib is back and has been cut away for runs. 4 of them.
Can only afford these runs. Bangladesh need to be tighter in terms of trying to ensure that the batters don't get opportunities like that. Very nicely controlled, waited for the ball as it went past him. Just opening up the face of the bat. Placement perfect. The result very good for Sadira. He's looked pretty impressive. Hasn't got a whole lot of experience behind him. Looked pretty confident.
Mahan a little while earlier mentioned about Sadira Samaravikrama as the best batter today on view. And he's absolutely right. He's the only batter who's looked to keep it simple, looked to score. Looked at the ball and looked at it as an opportunity to score. Like some others who've been maybe looking at the target, thinking that it's not a big one, I can afford to take time, and losing maybe a bit of control of the present. This guy has kept it simple, been very proactive. He's looking for shots. That's a wonderful shot. Fielder should be able to get there. Big landing of Taskin. Has the ball touched the ropes? It seems like it. Yeah, umpire signal 4. Wonderful shot.
Very good shot indeed, but rather lethargic on the part of Taskin Ahmed. You really want to ensure that you commit yourself well. He covered a lot of ground, but just did not go low enough to stop that ball from sliding underneath his fingers. Got to do better than that. Got to surely ensure that the batsmen have to work for their runs. Can't afford to give away freebies.
There again, wonderful placement. Good use of the power. He hit it in a way that he wanted to. His partner wasn't that keen to come back for the second. Charith Lanka now on strike. Big call wide. If there's no touch. Yep. The umpires also like to do it. Got to take their time and penalize the bowler.
Why not?
There is turn, but players are managing that turn superbly at the moment. 88 for 3. And we've got Matthew Hayden, who's got something for us.
Thanks, Sanjay. We're trying to decode Mr. Vazir's slower ball. He doesn't give you much. He's got very subtle movements. Let's have a look at the touch screen here now. At this point, everything's exactly the same. Now, as you roll this through, have a look here again. Nothing much has really changed until you get around about to this point here. This is a slower ball on this side. You have a look here. The wrist has already started to turn. Now, as you move it forward, you get another little sign here as well. Just at the back end of the delivery, keep rolling it forward. Bang, there it is. Again, you got this out-turn palm in and around here. So we roll it forward here at this stage. Bang, here we go. Have a look at that. Left side is the quicker delivery, and the right side here, slower delivery. That's why he's really hard to pick, because you do not get much as a batting in terms of cues.
That's brilliant. Actually, that gets us to talk even a little more about Fizz. We're talking off air, Shamim and myself. After that sensational start to his career, where he got 13 wickets in his first 3 matches against India, he's just gone off the boil of late. Still a very reliable bowler. And I just wonder, that slow ball that we saw Matthew Hayden point out, it was a bit like Murli's off spinner, where the wrists were also coming to play a lot. I remember actually watching him in the early stages of his career. His slow ball was a little more deceptive. He had a stock delivery about 140k, but the slow ball was just marginally slower, to the extent the batter wouldn't notice the change of pace, and a lot of batters would get out driving to him to extra cover or mid-off. So he wasn't one of those guys bowling at 140 and then the slow ball would be 110. It would just be about 132.
Wouldn't be much slower. You pointed that rightly, Sanjay, but also the fact that due to some injury immediately after he made that impression, he had to cut down on pace. And that sort of, that difference you're mentioning from the faster delivery to the cutters has not been there for a while. And he fancies his chances on tracks which are conducive to spin bowlers, when there's a little bit of purchase. That's when his cutters, which are basically fast spin bowling, comes into play.
That's exactly what Matthew Hayden was sharing with us. Uses the wrist, lots of it, to get that slow ball in, which was basically a left armer's off spin. I guess he wasn't worried too much about deception, but just trying to, as you mentioned, get a little bit of turn to any pitch that would give him that advantage.
What Bangladesh need now is to just ensure that the batters are made to work hard. We really need to ensure that no freebies are given, contain the batters from rotating the strike, build up a little bit of pressure, entice them to take a few chances, and hope that it goes your way with the ball getting the edge and flying away to one of the fielders. You've got to keep on picking away. Can't afford to give up.
Good looking shot straight to the fielder.
A missed opportunity there. I thought batter will be a tad disappointed. Shortness of the length. Yeah, youngsters have enjoyed themselves. The team have done exceedingly well in the first part, restricting Bangladesh to 164. And then the batter is now coming back into some kind of domination.
What happened there?
The batter just moved away at the last moment. Everyone seemed to be enjoying. Oh, the towel fell off, distracted. What batters look into when the bowler is coming into bowl? Where is their focus? It's like behind Mustafiz when it fell off.
And poor Fizz, he thought the batter is sort of premeditating and going towards the leg side to make room on the off. He followed the batter.
Typical bowler. He didn't miss the opportunity to give him one.
Just the 1 run so far from this over. Another short ball. Single, couple of runs from that. 20 was gone. It's 90 for 3. $90 for 3. Not a big mountain to climb, but they're taking it slowly but surely. Some good bowling at the top. Derailed. Yeah, maybe the plan that they had in mind. Sri Lankans have had to work hard. These runs, 75 needed from 180 now, with Tuskin back in the attack. Good start, good channel. Now obviously Sri Lanka looking good on top. 5 years back, Bangladesh had the better of Sri Lanka. Important game this in the Asia Cup. Bangladesh beat Sri Lanka by 137 runs. Slightly different looking Shakib, still taking wickets. Bangladesh got 261 in that game. And Sri Lanka fell well short. This is the match that we were talking about, played in Dubai. Look at Mushfiqur Rahim.
Terrific. Mushfiqur Rahim could not replicate that in the middle today, but with the bowlers, they'll be hoping Fizz, Miraj, Mashrafi Murtaza is not there. These two, particularly Tashkin Ahmed, brought in to break this partnership, which is looking very threatening.
Very impressive start to this spell. You saw him struggle a bit on the boundary. Not easy for a big fast bowler like him after a break to come in and just unwind and give your best.
A big batter like Matthew Hayden.
I thought he was good in his first spell. He had that probably period of maybe 3 balls where he got a boundary down the ground, he got a fine hit for fine leg, just kind of got distracted, and I suppose that's the sign of an emerging fast bowler. Just that concentration has to be there. Sure, he'll be working with his coaches around that. The main game when you go to the movies is the movie, not the popcorn.
Some people might go there for the popcorn. If it's free, you do.
Sanji and I both got our hands up.
Any day food over movies. I in fact prefer the caramelized, the sugary version in the UK. Oh dear.
Yeah, well, I'm simply salt. But yeah, just that distraction in and around the fast bowler. And otherwise he was excellent bowled a menacing line and length and had a good bumper. Simple stuff, quality.
Quickly, Shamim, I'd like to get you involved in this. The last ball left of the over. One of the things that pleasantly surprised me and I noticed is the big strapping fast bowlers that Bangladesh have in this playing 11. There was a time when Bangladesh came into world cricket and you had people like, Rubel Hussain was quick but short. And there were many before him. Guys who tried to bowl quick but just didn't have the advantage of physique.
Physique, definitely, with 6 foot something for Taskin and Shariful, the tall guy. We'll come back to that after we finish this over, the 21st. Has pulled that. He's found the fielder. 50 partnership comes up with that single, and that finishes the 21st over. 93 for 3. Going back to that point you made, Sanjay, about the emergence of pace bowlers in Bangladesh in the recent past. Had Courtney Walsh as fast bowling coach. Now we have Alan Donald, and particularly Alan, the time he has spent in Bangladesh, has looked after and nurtured a lot of young ones. We're seeing Hassan Mahmood is one who is in the squad. Ibadat Hussain, unfortunately, with an injury. He was supposed to be the main strike bowler for Bangladesh. He's got an injury. He's gone to England for treatment. And the crop of the 3 we see on view are definitely far cry from the days that Sanjay is mentioning, when we really use them just to open things up and then get the spin bowlers in. It's like maybe India some time back, and they've changed things around.
We tend to forget the good work done by players in the 70s, 80s for India to become the team that is the one that we see in 2023, the team that went on to win the World Cup. And you're right, there was a time in the 70s where people like Sunil Gavaskar would bowl with the new ball and then the spinners would be unleashed on the opposition. But now you can see definite change in the way Bangladesh is thinking about their fast bowlers. They're getting serious about it. 2 tall, strapping guys hitting the deck. Shot, that really good shot. We haven't seen too many sixes. This is a larger ground than most. And sorry to bring the Indian angle in, Kuldeep Yadav would be delighted with the size of the boundaries here.
Yeah, it's a good shot. It's a pretty high percentage shot as well for a sweep shot that's looking to go the distance. There's less risk the squarer that it goes. If you're actually trying to play out towards cow corner, then the risk becomes quite obvious. Get the top edges into play. When you're looking to go square, that's in the batter's favour. So I just want to pick up quickly that point. So with Courtney Walsh and AD being now as bowling coaches, is that the scouts that are actually delivering that talent crop to them, or are they seeking out the taller type fast bowlers?
Not necessarily the taller ones. It's the scouts have been around. They're looking at, they've had some pace bowling searches, pace hunts as they call them, and it has paid off. And you know what it does? It is a double beneficial effect. One is that you may not have the pitches in Bangladesh conducive for the pace bowlers, but once they go abroad, and the problem they used to have in the past, that's reduced, because you're used to having these pace bowlers will have to come back to that again. 22 done. The 100 has come up for 3 wickets. 164 is what Bangladesh garnered, and they're having a tough job defending that 100 for 3. Sri Lanka looking towards this target, and they built up this wonderful partnership between Sadira and Asalanka. 57 of 77 balls is going back to that discussion as we see Thaskin now coming in for the next over. Two beneficial effects. The wickets are now a little more conducive. They're greener tops deliberately being produced in Bangladesh to help the cause of the pace bowlers once they go abroad, and also the batters getting an opportunity to hone their skills against top-class pace bowlers, so it makes them easier for them to face the opposition when they go overseas, which has been a problem over the years for Bangladesh. So that has been negated quite a lot by the advent of this bunch of pace bowlers.
So let's not forget there have been some great fast bowlers who've been short, not tall 6-footers or 6'4", 6'5", people like Malcolm Marshall. I mean, last year when India, or the year before that, when India was winning matches abroad with a quality pace attack, none of them was 6 feet or over. You had people like Mohammad Shami, Jasprit Bumrah, Mohammad Siraj is tall enough but not too tall. You've got Prasidh Krishna, he's not Ishant Sharma. So yeah, it's not that you've got to be tall to be a great bowler, but there is a certain advantage, like in basketball, to be tall as a fast bowler. It's a high release point. It's just a natural advantage that you get.
You have to also acknowledge that in the subcontinental conditions, spin rules. And you can never forget that fact. I mean, as an Aussie coming to these conditions, I wasn't necessarily worried about the fast bowlers.
That's why they've got Rangana Herath alongside Alan Donald.
Yeah, what a bowler he was in all formats of the game. Took over from Murali. But yeah, they were difficult conditions. But what we have seen in international cricket, which has been a fascinating journey across the spectrum of the different codes, but also the different countries, is just how each country has adapted to playing away from home. Someone like the captain of Bangladesh, for example, his average away from home is better actually than what it is at home in one-day cricket, which is quite a staggering stat. It's a stat that impresses me because it means that you have to really persevere with your game and have the flexibility to learn your game as well.
Brilliant, absolutely brilliant shot. So much time. Sadira waiting for the ball to arrive. It's been fantastic tonight. Coming close to a 50 now.
It's been so very impressive. There's the length, there's the opportunity to just wait that split second before you swivel around and get a lot of the bat on it. You must have enjoyed that. Playing forward of square. So this is what Hedos was mentioning earlier. The confidence you have in not really swiveling around trying to play the ball backward of square, using the pace, is prepared to take them on.
Yeah, that went down. It didn't completely control that hook shot. But no harm done. Moves on to 49. Sadira, good innings this.
I actually quite enjoyed